Hey everybody. Hey, welcome to another episode of Mujer de EXITO Unbounded. Once again, if you're just joining me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, gracias por estar aquí. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell so that you always know when I'm going to go live, which is once a week, every Wednesday here for the Mujer de EXITO Unbounded show. Su anfitriona, Marti Angel, right here. Let's get to what is the topic today, Marti. What's the topic? So today the topic is celebrating every achievement, embracing our daily wins. That is so important. Now, as I do this, what's going to happen is you're going to find out that that I'm actually always looking for ways to just celebrate my daily wins. So I want to make sure that I'm celebrating my daily wins every single day, and it is so important for me to be able to celebrate them. I went from feeling overwhelmed and overworked to actually and just overstimulated. For an ADHD mind, it's so important that I don't get overstimulated, because what happens to me is I shut down, right? So today I want to talk to you about, quiero platicar con ustedes every achievement, embracing our daily wins, because it's so critically important, because we don't know what's there for us tomorrow. No sabemos ¿Qué tenemos mañana? Sino que sabemos solamente lo que tenemos hoy. We only know what we have today. So, beautiful souls and fellow MujerPreneurs, again, welcome to the Mujer de EXITO Unbounded show. And today's episode is muy especial because I am sharing with you a very transformative shift that has happened in my life that's more than just a productivity hack. It's a celebration of our daily lives. And I'm talking about turning my routine task list into something that I affectionately call my daily accomplishment list. So I'm celebrating already with that name. My daily accomplishment list is sort of a celebratory thing. Es muy importante que empecemos a celebrar todas las cositas que hacemos diario. So why is this an accomplishment list? Well, cada mañana, every morning, like many of you, I face a day full of tasks and challenges. I face a day that should be on my, to-do list, right? And however, I began to feel like I didn't want to. So I ended up procrastinating. When you have an ADHD personality, when you begin to get overwhelmed and don't like something, you kind of want to just give up and walk away. Let's go do something else, right? And I didn't want that to happen because I want to stay consistent in doing all the things digital that I need to do. So it's important. So this feeling of overwhelm used to really bog down how I started my day. But now I have transformed that daily task, that daily to-do list, into my daily accomplishment list. And you can work it one of two ways. You can write everything down and then you can mark through it. Or you can do things and then write it down, and now you've accomplished the list as well. So either one of those works and creates a feeling of positivity and prosperity in your daily life, right? So in bold letters, let me just share how I do this. I usually use a steno book, right? A steno book. And I try to pick colors that I really like this one, right? Or I use one of my daily journals, my Latina journals. And I usually get highlighters that I like with, bright colors. And then I get a pen that's also my favorite color. And it just feels good to hold it, right? And at the top of my book, at the top of my pamphlet, whatever it is you want to call it, notebook, whatever. At the top of it, at the top page, I write my daily accomplishment list. And then I write down, I take about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And what I do is I usually turn on some spa music for me. And I take that 10 minutes to actually write down what it is I need to do today, or what it is I would like to accomplish, or what it is that I get to do today. And this isn't just semantics. It is about setting the tone for your day, setting the tone for tu día, right? It's about approaching each task as an opportunity for victory and celebration. Es una oportunidad para celebrar, una celebración de las cositas que estamos haciendo diario. So choosing the right tools when I open my Latina Boss Lady journal, which, by the way, shameless plug here, is available in my Amazon store, Marti Angel, right? Or it's available on my StanStore. But it's not just about listing tasks. It's about preparing your mind, preparar la mente to celebrate each completed task with flair. And I want to say flair because, like I said before, if you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, gracias por estar aquí. Remember to hit that bell and subscribe and share. Please share with somebody else that you think might benefit from this. The more you help me share, the more lives that we can touch, the more MujerPreneurs that we can really help out there. But anyway, my favorite highlighter, which is, I've got a box full, I'm just holding up 2 here, but they have to be really bright colors. I'm not a pastel kind of gal. So I use my favorite highlighter, whatever I'm feeling that day, a bright shade of pink, a hot yellow shade, a neon green shade, whatever it is. But I always have it ready. And each task, then, as I complete it, I cross it out. Now, like I said before, there are 2 ways to do it. Either I cross it out, or I color in lines with my favorite color, and then as I'm finishing the task, then I write it down. Either way you look at it, whichever you do it before or you do it after, it's a personal choice, right? But every completed task is crossed off with this vibrant color, and it just makes me feel good. There is research out there that says that when you use your hand and writing on paper, it actually activates the brain. And for me, I need to activate my brain all the time. Activates the brain in certain parts of the brain, giving us a flood of feel-good hormones, right? Feel-good hormones, and it's so important. So I turn to my list, and then once I do that on the physical, right, then what I do is I actually take it and put it into my digital. And my favorite digital adaptation tool is Trello. So on days when I'm very digital, I just use my Trello by itself. But my Trello board is just as colorful. It's got all those colors, and I just love the fact that it's like a game to me, right? You take it and you move it over to the accomplished side from the to-do over here. And I just find so much happiness in just doing it that way. So I customize my boards with colors that spark my joy and ensure that every single day or every completed task on every single day feels like a personal triumph. Tienen que usar cosas digitales. Yo uso Trello, donde esa plataforma digital es sumamente importante para ti sentirte orgullosa de ti misma, right? So the emotional journey is so important, really important. And it doesn't get talked about much in our world right now. But the emotional journey is so important. It's a method that for me helps to keep me organized. It changes how I feel every day, cómo me siento. Cuando estoy en mi vida digital, me fascina muchos colores. I love colors. Each task is completed and highlighted, and it isn't just a chore that's being done. That's so critically important. It's not just a chore. It is una pequeña celebración. It is a small celebration. It's an affirmation of my capability and effort. I get so excited and I feel this pump of the feel-good, hormone running through my body when I get something digital done. And I love writing it down. I love looking at it. And if you look through, all my pages are colorful. And it's about painting my day with success. Es como pintar mi día con el éxito de los colores. One vibrant stroke at a time. Let me just say that again, because it just makes me feel good. It's about painting my day with success, one vibrant stroke at a time. And that, my friends, for me, is what keeps me going. I didn't realize how that was really a hack. But it's got a deeper impact. It's beyond personal organization. This approach has a deeper psychological benefit. It fosters a positive mindset by shifting my focus from what's pending to what's accomplished. Me ayuda a ver las cosas en un muro muy diferente, ¿verdad? Es enfocarme o es cambiar mi enfoque de lo que tengo que hacer a todo lo que ya he hecho, ¿verdad? Este cambio es muy importante para nosotras, especialmente for those of us who are experienced mujerpreneurs, because by doing this, it also builds resilience and it has a positive outlook that's totally infectious. Totally infectious. It just feels good. Like I said, my body gets pumped with that feel-good hormone. And it's so important for you to be able to find that specialness in your daily task every single day. It's a touch of neuroscience. A ver, vamos a hablar un poquito de la ciencia about the brain. De la ciencia de aquí. Right? About the brain, de la cabeza, de la ciencia, de la estimulación que sentimos. When we cross out, now here's the deal, okay? You guys all know, as a formal educator, I also get a hit from research, right? So when I cross out a task, when we all cross out a task and give ourselves a visual cue of completion, it releases dopamine in our brain, which is what I've been talking about over and over and over. It is our feel-good neurotransmitter. That dopamine that you get released every time you feel, I've accomplished, so excited. It just is that feel-good neurotransmitter. This releases and enhances our sense of pleasure and accomplishment, motivating you to continue tackling your tasks with enthusiasm. That's so important and something that doesn't get talked about at all. So far, I have not seen anybody talk about this. As an educator, it's so important to talk about that feel-good that feel-good hormone, that release of the dopamine that comes from accomplishing tasks. It's so critically important for you to understand that. Back in the day when I was a teacher, we used to call it brain-based theories, right? And we use brain-based theories so that, especially for me, being an algebra teacher or a science of nutrition teacher, that, to keep the kids involved and happy and keep going, I needed all kinds of things to make sure that I was pumping the kids with that feel-good, or they were pumping themselves with that feel-good hormone. And that is so critically important. Something that we as educators are not taught. We don't get this in college. We're not taught how to do that. That was something that I learned by researching myself, being an ADHD person since I can remember. The other thing that's all encompassing and very important is your community voice. Your community voice, when it comes out, is so important. And so let me share with you, my listener, about another listener who actually sent me an email. And I was so excited to hear. I still get so excited to hear from all my listeners. And my email is marti@martiangel.com. But I heard from not many of you, but a few of you. But one sticks out so importantly, and her name is Anna from Miami. All right, she's from Miami. And she told me that since she started using this accomplishment list that I was able to share in my coaching group, that her evenings have transformed. Instead of being tired and overwhelmed and feeling like, oh my God, tomorrow's another day, she went from that overwhelm to that feeling of peace and, hey, tomorrow is manageable feeling. Instead of dwelling, she said, Marti, instead of dwelling on what I didn't get to do, all the things that I still haven't done, she learned to celebrate what she achieved. I now look at everything that I have achieved and I focus on that. And when I go to sleep, I say, oh, today has been a good day. And she says that it's dramatically improved her sleep and overall quality of well-being, right? So I really challenge you. I would love to challenge you to try this. Try this for 7 days and then reach out to me and let me know how it feels. And have you accomplished more throughout your week? Now let me just share with you a few more practical tips. A ver, vamos a empezar otra vez. ¿Cómo vamos a hacer el día? Quiero que compartan conmigo cómo les va si hacen esto, ¿ok? ¿Cómo puedes empezar tu transformación? Here's a simple guide. How can you start your transformation? Okay, practical tip. So here's a simple guide. Choose a journal or a digital tool that you love to use. And start each day by writing down my daily accomplishment list, right? Take it day by day. Write it at the top of the page. And then select a highlighter or a digital color that makes you smile. And every day it can be different. It doesn't have to be the same day. Like you don't have to say, oh, Mondays are blue. But you can if you want. But remember, at the end of the day, it's what feels good to you today. As you sit and do this daily, it also helps you to focus because you turn on some, music that you love. Sometimes I'm listening to 60s soft rock. Sometimes I'm listening to 70s. Sometimes I'm listening to disco music because I was a disco queen. I used to disco and now I've aged myself, but that's no le hace. That's okay. So you take a moment to look back and really see the colors that are exciting and igniting you, so that you're marking your paper with an excitement of your achievements. And let it just kind of unfold, and let those colors tell the story of a day well spent. Mujeres hermosas, it is so important for us to be able to celebrate our daily life, our daily tasks. And remember that it's so important, so important that you stay happy. The more happier you are, the more good things flood your world. So it's so important. Es muy importante que siempre estén. I'm not talking about, jumping up, excited, happy type thing. I'm talking about the kind where, yeah, that feels good. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of, low key, feel good, type of feeling, right? So let's talk about how reflections can help you move forward now. As I wrap up today's episode, I want to invite you to reflect on how you approach your daily tasks. Consider the emotional and the psychological impact of seeing a list marked by achievements rather than impending duties, right? And now you can see my eyes as impending duties. You want to make sure that you feel good. Imagine you ending your day not fretting over what's left to do, so that you frantically take it from here and put it over there, and then set that to-do list and look at it. And as you walk out the door from your home office or your regular office, you're thinking, oh God, I got so much to do tomorrow. If you end your day like that, trust me, it is time to take my challenge, my 7-day challenge, to changing from a daily to-do list to a daily accomplishment list. Because ending your day not by fretting over what's left undone, but by celebrating what you have done, is definitely a growth mindset. And we get so caught up in having a fixed mindset that it's so important that we begin to practice celebrating our growth mindset. In the community, in my coaching community, somebody asked the other day, how do I go from feeling this fixed mindset overcoming and being this dark cloud over my day to the growth mindset? Well, today's episode was all about that. One small task at a time, mujeres, chulas hermosas. You have to remember to celebrate. You have to leave. Now think about this. I know this is going to sound morbid, but think about this. Wouldn't you like to leave and go into deep sleep knowing that you have accomplished your thing, whatever it is, right? Knowing that today was a day of accomplishments instead of today was a day where I didn't finish my to-do list. So celebrate. This was a big, massive change for me. By celebrating what I completed, it changed my perspective completely. Para mí, empezar a celebrar las cosas que terminé cambió mi método de hacer mi trabajo diario. It changed my method of my daily action taking almost immediately. It was amazing. But remember, hermosas, chulas, mujerpreneurs, I'm talking to you, mis queridas mujerpreneurs. Our days are not just about surviving, but they are about thriving. And this tip goes with the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded show, where we go from surviving to thriving. These tips, this is going to help you feel like a thriver instead of a survivor. A to-do list will help you survive, but an accomplishment list will help you thrive. Mujeres chulas. Woo! I feel so good. Let's do this. Let's get through our daily accomplishment list, because this is about thriving. It is about celebrating. It is about painting your days with colors of achievements. So let us embrace. I challenge you to embrace this vibrant approach together with me. Junta. Vamos a abrazar este método juntas, porque acuérdense, juntas podemos más. It's so important. I want you to try this method for just 1 week, like I said, 7 days. And then I want you to come back, find me on the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, on my social media at MartiAngel_ELC for the ELC for Empowering Latina Coach. Find me. Email me, Marti@martiangel.com. Tell me how it went for you. I'm excited to hear from you. Me gustaría escuchar, a ver, si hacen este cambio, ¿cómo les cambió la vida? 7 días, es un reto de 7 días. And then come back. And if you're listening to me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, you made it this far, gracias. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe bell so that you always know every Wednesday when I'm coming on. And let's inspire each other with our stories of daily victories and colorful achievements. Mujeres de Éxito, gracias. As always, I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, my mujeres chulas hermosas. And keep coming back to this podcast. And let me remind you that at the end of June, I am once again going to open my community, my coaching community, for 6 months. And it is a very private community. So if you're listening to this and you're very interested, make sure to drop me an email and I will send you the information. I'm so excited. And no, this is not on Facebook. Not that I don't like Facebook. I use Facebook every day. But I think that this is a little more private so that I can give you the one-on-one coaching that you deserve. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. And reminder that there are so many digital resources for you on the Marti Angel, my StanStore. I will drop the link below so that you can easily click on it and check it out. There's a lot of freebies, and I promise you that if you buy something, it's usually less than a cup of coffee. Un poquito menos que una taza de café. So have a beautiful day. Gracias por estar aquí. This is Marti Angel, your host of the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, saying namaste.